Hi, I'm Monica Weitzel. Thanks for staying tuned to Community Hotline. We're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham. And now we're going to end the evening with a lighter note. We're going to talk about some music, some wonderful, artistic, talented people here in our studio. I'm very happy to introduce you to Jeff Specht, who is the music director and conductor for Oregon Pro Art Chamber Orchestra, and Phyllis Lauk, who is the principal flute in the orchestra. Thanks for being here. So,
thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is great. And this is so exciting because we actually have some members of the orchestra here who are going to do a little performance for us, so I'm so glad to have them here. But first, before we do that, Jeff, maybe give me a little bit of a background on the orchestra.
Sure, the Oregon Pro Art
you
Chamber.
are.
The Oregon Pro Art Chamber Orchestra is a regional nonprofit orchestra that performs throughout Portland and Vancouver areas. Our organization is comprised of an adult semi-professional orchestra and also two youth orchestras, the Oregon Pro Arte Youth Chamber Orchestra and the Pro Arte Strings, which is for really young students.
Wow.
And our musicianship, our musicians come from all different walks of life. We have some professional performers and professional music teachers, and all different types of professions, lawyers, doctors. We have people from the food industry, some college students, some techies who play in the orchestra. So
it's just everybody.
Everybody from around the Portland and Vancouver areas.
Nice.
In our primary focus is to provide an opportunity for talented local musicians to get together and play chamber music, chamber orchestra music at a very high level, and also provide our audiences and provide the community with an opportunity to hear music that you don't hear from other orchestras, that a lot of the orchestras in the area don't necessarily perform. So it's kind of a new musical format that people can grasp onto in the community.
So explain, this is very basic, but explain the difference between chamber music and regular orchestral music.
Sure. Chamber music simply is music for smaller numbers, whereas the average full-size symphony orchestra, like the Oregon Symphony or the Portland Columbia Symphony,
right,
you're asking probably about 80 to 100 musicians.
Right.
Whereas we have a maximum probably about 40 musicians in the orchestra, and we also split off into smaller groups where the ensemble will be as big as 10 people.
Okay.
So it's a different kind of music that we can be involved with, and we have a little more play as far as how big or how small the orchestra is and what types of concerts we produce because of the uniqueness of the ensemble.
Wow. Okay. Now, Phyllis, you've been with the organization quite a while.
Right. For about 12 or 13 years.
So and you've been the flute player there for principal.
Yeah, principal flute.
So tell me, how did you get involved?
Somebody called me and asked if I'd be interested in coming and playing. And
were you playing anywhere at the time?
Well, yeah, I've been playing in several other groups,
yeah.
And I've been principal flute of the Oregon Symphonic Band for about I've been playing with them for about 20 years.
Now so professionally?
And I do some freelancing. I teach. I'm also a certified teacher, so I've done some teaching in band programs and a lot of teaching in the schools as well.
Has the organization evolved much? Has it changed much since it started, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, the numbers have grown, the quality has grown. When in the early days when we first started, we sometimes didn't have enough, strings and even missing some of the wind parts. And so we started doing, we did a lot of chamber music programs. We had a woodwind quintet formed from the orchestra and done various other type of ensembles, double reed ensembles. Gary and Karen, our bassoon players, had a little group with their kids,
how fun.
who are all double reed players, and so that was quite a treat. We used to play at the Wilsonville Library.
Oh, really? Oh, how
and
fun.
we did some playing at Rose Festival. We had a string quartet, and we did some flute and strings music, and also woodwind quintet music in one of the tents at the Rose Festival.
Oh, good.
One year.
I think you brought some pictures, didn't you, that we could take a look at?
Yeah, some pictures from one of our recent performances.
Yeah, so maybe we could take a look at that and see. Maybe you can tell me what's going on in these pictures here.
So here you see the low strings. We have cellos and basses, kind of the foundation of our orchestra, the people who keep us in tune, so to speak.
Beautiful instruments too, aren't they?
And there's a picture of us, kind of a
Looks like
behind the audience perspective of the orchestra, kind of in the midst of performance.
Yeah.
And again, some
Doing
more
your
action
thing, doing
shots.
your thing. Yeah. Nice. Nice. And where would that have been? Do you recognize that spot?
This was at our Winter Cheer concert, our fundraising gala that we do every December. And it's a unique concert because it's actually us and the youth orchestras. We all perform together on the same concert.
All three of you? There's three orchestras?
Three orchestras.
Altogether?
Three
Yeah.
orchestras all together. And this one was up in Vancouver. Where was the location? It's been so long ago.
It was at a college.
Which college was that?
Clark
Clark
College.
That's what
Clark.
it was. Yes, Clark
Clark
College.
College,
One of the
okay.
performing venues there.
Right. Nice. Okay, well, since we actually have some of the musicians here, I think it might be a good time for us to take a listen to them. So set it up for me. What are we going to be listening to? I know this will just be a short.
So what you'll hear is the principal string players of the orchestra are going to perform Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik. The first movement from that is his little night music serenade.
Nice.
Just it's something that everyone will find familiar.
Yeah, I saw that on Broadway when I was like 15
Great.
in New York. Yeah, great. Okay, well let's go ahead and take a listen. Looking forward to this. Wow. That was absolutely fabulous.
Oh, thank
that
you.
was fabulous. So, Jeff, was that difficult sitting here, not being up there conducting?
I do have to keep from moving.
I
You just have to sit on my
sit
hands.
on your hands. That was wonderful. Thank you so very much. That was beautiful. That was a great job, you know.
Oh yeah, fabulous.
Yeah, but this is a nonprofit organization, correct?
It is.
Do you do this as your full-time job though? Is this?
It's part-time.
It is a part-time job?
for my work. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. How many hours a week would you say you spend? With
Practicing,
or just involved with this group altogether?
Oh, involved with this group. Well, mostly at rehearsals and preparing my parts, and that sort of thing. So
You do a lot of performances, all right? Mm-hmm. What have you got coming up?
Coming up, actually a week from this Saturday, March 8th, we have our third of 4 concerts this season, titled A Night of Elegance and Charm, which will feature
Nice.
Bizet's Louisiane Suites 1 and 2, Schubert's Symphony No. 5, and Rossini's powerful and energetic Overture to Barbara Seville. And this is our performance will be at 7:30 at Mary's Woods, which is right off 43 in Lake Oswego there. So beautiful chapel they have there.
I know where that is. I've been there. Yeah.
They have this beautiful chapel there. That's a wonderful place to perform, and we're excited to be back there to perform.
Good. So, and after that, what else do you have coming up?
In May 17th, again a Saturday, 7:30, again at Mary's Woods. Okay. We'll be featuring Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and we'll also be doing a world premiere of a new work by a young composer, still yet to be determined. Oregon for Arte Chamber Orchestra hosts a composition competition every year, the John Kenneth Cole Composition Prize, and it offers a $500 scholarship plus a premiere performance of a young musician's work, and it's set up to encourage young composers to compose for the medium of chamber orchestra. And so we'll have whoever the winner of that competition.
So when will that be decided? It has to be pretty soon.
Within the next week. I get the submissions tomorrow actually,
really?
And myself and several musicians from the orchestra will go through them and
how long have you been doing that, the competition?
We are in our 6th season, I believe, for the composition prize.
And is it local? All local, or is it
from anywhere around? Most of the submissions tend to be local. We reach out to a lot of the composition programs at the various colleges and universities and some of the high schools. Anyone up to the age of 25 can submit.
I bet you get some darn good stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's very hard to determine.
I think it would be really, really difficult. The name of this last program, the one in May. Dun, 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 dun. I love that. I saw that. I was like, da da da. Oh, da, 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 da. Took me a second
to sing it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's
something
right.
to catch the eye. At least.
Yeah, and it did. It did. That's good. So, okay. So, if people are interested in going to your performances, they can go on the website, imagine, and find all the information. If someone were a musician and was interested in possibly joining, do you have positions available, or can people come and audition? How does that work?
Yeah, we have openings at various times. It all depends on the time of year. Some people will play certain cycles, and some people will take off certain cycles.
I'm a teacher. I'm available for the summer kind of
right,
thing. Or,
exactly. And so if people are interested in joining us, they can simply go to our website, and they can find all the contact information, and they can it'll put them in direct contact with me.
Okay.
And we can set up an audition time, chance to meet, and get to know their playing. So.
And since you're a nonprofit, how are you funded?
Through donations, through grants, arts grants, obviously.
Okay.
And the youth orchestras, of course, are tuition-based, so much of their funding comes from tuition and also arts grants as well.
If somebody was a big supporter, they could send money and you'd be happy
exactly.
to take
Yes.
it.
Exactly.
We'll be glad to take their money.
Yeah, we're happy to accept donations at any time.
Do you ever have a need for volunteers for anything there, or is it pretty much just the musicians?
We're always willing to bring in new people to work with the organization and get as much of the community involved with us as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Our main focus is to foster the love of music and enrich people through performance, and the best way to do that is to get people involved and to make sure the musicians are happy playing the music that they're playing, make sure the audiences enjoy what we do as musicians, and that the students of the youth orchestras are learning a trade or a way of performing music that they don't get elsewhere.
All right. So it sounds like you, Phyllis, you actually perform in different groups. Do most of the musicians, are they involved in different orchestras and different groups?
Yes, different. Some are involved in chamber orchestra, chamber music groups. Like I imagine a lot of the string players are involved in quartets, like this one, and some people in the woodwind section will play in a woodwind quintet. I've done a lot of playing in flute ensembles, in flute quartets, and I conduct my adult flute choir.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, music does enrich people's lives, and it's so sad when it starts getting cut out of schools and whatnot. But this is great to be able to have an organization that's playing around and sharing that music, and your nonprofit. So you make it more accessible than some organizations. Some symphonies and orchestras you want to go listen to are kind of be pretty spendy, and this is a little more affordable and manageable, and it gives people an opportunity to play, share that music. We're just about out of time, so what can you tell me that I need to know about your orchestra?
Well, I like the phrase I'd like to use to describe the orchestra is music you love by people you know. So chances are, if you come to it, you might know someone in the orchestra, and
could be your neighbor down the street.
And it's the music you love, and that's what we love to do. We love to share what we do as artists with in that freedom to express art. With our communities, and that's what we aim to do. So hopefully people will come by and hear us and get involved and help support us so we can continue to do what we do.
Wonderful. Thank you both very much for being here
Thank you.
tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you to your wonderful musicians. Appreciate them. Good job. If anybody wants more information, please go to their website. The information should be on the screen. You can find out more and to go to their performances. We have a night of elegance and charm coming up on March 8th, and da-da-da-dum on, I just love that, on May 17th. Thanks so much for watching Community Hotline tonight. We'll be back here next week at the same time. I'm Monica Weitzel. Good night.
My favorite thing about community media is how people find their voice and tell their story.
It's the message of, by, and for a community.
We're a gathering place because it gets people of all sorts of different backgrounds underneath one roof.
It's art, it's technology.
A snapshot of our community.
Going live.
In 3, 2, 1.